Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Grixon. I'm gonna do a voiceover here for a ++19 Streets of Wonder, and with the rework, it's kind of a joke. It's very easy now. If you're playing Necrolord, you can do a Vamp Blood and then that shield, and you'll just get a way bigger shield from it, and then it persists for 2 minutes after the key starts. So that is great if you can manage that. Another Necrolord specific thing. I am 0 tier still. This is going to come out Tuesday. So Tuesday, I'll have 2 tier for sure because I have 239 LFR legs waiting. So I'll be able to make one tomorrow as well. So I'll be 2 tier, and we'll discuss that in another video, what it means for 2 tier and what it means for 4 tier, and how your gameplay changes and your priorities shift. But for now, we're playing like we have all expansion. Now for 0 tier, but you have Unity. If you have Unity, Necrolord is very, very good with 0 tier, and the whole reason for that is the Abomination's Limb that was buffed. You do 20% increased damage to all sources when you grip them with A-Bomb Limb when they get hit by it, and so just for 20 seconds you're doing 20% increased damage to all the mobs around you. And you throw in blood boils in there or a blood spattered scale, it's a truckload of damage. As you see right here, watch, I'm going to pop it, and then I'm going to put some blood boils in, and look at my damage just shoot up. It's just, and that's all because of Abomination Limb. You have very good burst to start, and that will secure you a lot of threat early on. And this is, like I said, 0 tier. This is just playing the game. I would say if you're 0 tier, or if you have Unity, Necrolord is a very good option to play right now. Especially if you're starting to get into the 2-piece. Like I said, we'll talk about this later, but in another video. But you can use that opportunity with all. You're gonna overcap your bone shield. Like, there's no way around it. It's gonna happen with this upgraded Abomination's Limb. So adding in adding in Tombstone is very, very easy with little, like, you're not losing out on bone shield charges because you're overcapping so much anyways during an Abomination Limb window. So that'll help your Dancing Rune come back faster. Anyways, this part of the dungeon is still the same. It really changes later on. So right now we're kind of just doing the same rotation or the same route we've always done. The biggest issue with this pole are these beam splicers. You just got to be really careful with this and the positioning. It leaves a nasty dot on everybody who gets hit by it. So just be really careful of that window. This one should run out soon, and then I can move them back over there. Having Gorfian's Grasp is very handy here if you have it. So I'm actually going to use this time to. So all this stuff is. Sorry, I'm going to use this time to do my A-Bomb Limb to get this stuff out of there. All of this stuff is bolstering, by the way. This was a fort bolstering week, so your gameplay shifts a little bit into front-loading damage early in the fight when things don't hit you as hard, and then using more of your traditional cooldowns towards the end of the fight when you are starting to get hit hard. When you're starting to get hard, boy. You're starting to get hit hard, and it's getting harder to come by runic power. So just during the fight, trying to bank up some runic power for the end of the fight. Maybe saving some bigger cooldowns. Not a bad option for a fort bolstering kind of week. It is very hard on the tank, so you just have to be prepared for it. I'm playing with 2 of my team for the push group. I'm playing with Archie, who you guys have known since season 2. He's been healing for a long time. And then Nezo, who is Coco Mojo on YouTube. I'll put his link in the description. Now, he does sub-rogue stuff, he does Resto Druid stuff, he does Frost Mage stuff. I mean, he's definitely one to check out if you're looking to get into Frost sub-rogue or Resto Druid. Very methodical, very good at what he does, and he explains tips and tricks, and importantly, he explains what he did wrong and what he would do next time to make it better. So that kind of always improving mindset that I always advocate, he does. So his channel will be in the description, and I highly recommend checking him out. Oh, also, I started a Discord channel. The link will also be in the description. So all of my UI stuff, everything will be there. Just go in there, introduce yourself. I'll make you a member, which will give you access to all of my UI stuff, my week aura stuff, my add-on list, other people who are also just getting into Blood DK, or, you know, there's resources there. So just like before with this boss, you got to be careful of the swirling blades as a tank. You have to be worried about that big shield pulsing by him. If you're standing in it, you will reflect your damage back to you, and it'll hurt a lot. So just be very mindful of it. Be mindful of it. You can influence where it moves a little bit, but not a whole lot. Jeez, I don't know what's with me. Must be getting late. 1:11, getting there. Ooh, yeah, see, I'm taking some increased damage from that, so I have to move over to the side. This interrogation can be cheesed. There's plenty of stuff you can do to cheese it. Turtle, ice block, shroud, or whatever it is that rogues do that can get out of a lot of mechanics. A lot of vanish, or whatever it is, I'm not sure. Anyways, there's a lot of things you can do to cheese that interrogation. So this boss is pretty straightforward. The enhanced shaman and the survival hunter are just pugs. I don't know them. They had good IO, and one of them had 4-piece. I think the enhancement shaman had 4-piece, so I kind of just took them. I was trying to just get a quick key done before Tuesday, so this happened Monday. So today. So I wanted to get this done for my 8th vault spot. I don't play too often, so I get maybe 8 dungeons in a week. So this channel's been nice because it helps me stay in the blood tanking mindset and just reflect on my gameplay, see if I can help others, and just constantly improving, especially with my small window of time to play. It's very important for me to, stay relevant. And it's fun to make the content and, see the questions people ask me, or just saying like I'm doing a good job, or, it's always nice stuff. I've had a few meanies, a few rude boys in the channel, but they're pretty rare. And I mean, it's a public thing. People can say whatever they want, and that's very common, so it doesn't bother me that much. So yeah, going back to the Discord thing, it's brand new, so it's not fully fleshed out yet, but if you are interested in joining it, you can talk with other people there as kind of like a community grows, or ask me point blank stuff, whatever. That, like I said, that will be in the description, the invite link for that. And yeah, this is where the route's gonna get a little different for us. I'm still going right. I know a lot of people love to go left now, which is totally fine. I haven't gone left yet. I really enjoy right. The way how I've seen it is, if you want to go left, there's a lot more single target there. So if you have a really good single target, it might be more beneficial. The problem is I just really like this side because I like to go straight to the post room for lust, then the market, then the next boss for lust, and then you're good to go. If you go left, you start with one of the bosses that you would normally lust on, but then you can't go straight to post. You'd have to probably go to market, then post, then last boss. And it's just, I don't know. This is just the way I've been doing it. Obviously, it's still very good because we double time this as a 19 on a fortified bolstering week, so can't be that bad, right? Okay, so this was always normal. Oh, by the way, this little lip right here, let me use my mouse. This little lip right here you can get stuck on it, and you have to jump over it. So, see, like, I'm trying to get over it, and I can't because my brain doesn't understand I need to jump over it. So I'm putting all these guys in this freaking area, and I have to jump out of it. So I'm getting stuck on these, this restaurant's, stuff. And actually, I blow up. I just killed our shaman. That was an accident. I think I even apologized for it because I totally recognized I killed him. Yeah. I had like a bomb on me, and I just walked into him and blew him up. While it was like a pretty fortified bomb. So there is one invisible skulker over here to the left. Again, my mouse. Over here somewhere. He kind of patrols around. If you can get him, that's great. If you can't, don't worry about it. It just tweaks your last pull before the third boss. But if you can get him, you're looking pretty good. And again, this is a purely puggable route. There's no weird, crazy skips or anything like that. The only thing that's a bit advanced, which we'll get to in the market, is you can grab the item, jump in on somebody's mount, like a two-person mount. You can jump on it and get taxied quickly to the places you need to get that little mini game done faster. It does require whoever's taxiing you to know. Like, it does require them to know where all the spots are. Okay, like I said, I go to post. Here's where things really change. They got rid of the mobs that were there, so it's just this lonely guy by himself. So what I've been doing is I've been pulling him into the mailroom and fighting with this pack. So I bring him in here and I make him fight here. Just make sure those sorters get gripped or stunned or something. You don't want them to open the cages, especially the ones with those chickens on the left. It is just too much damage to handle. The chickens will stun you a bunch. It can get pretty hairy fast. This circle gives a crap ton of haste. If you look, my haste is 30-something%, and then it's 104% when I'm standing in it. And it does benefit the enemies, so you want to get them out of it, and you want your team to stand in it. These things are pretty fat bolstered, so we want to be careful there. Okay, we're going to do grippy hands. Yeah, I hit like 30k there on the start. That's very nice when you're 34, 35k. Very, very nice when you're trying to keep aggro on these people with tier when you don't have it yet. So I've been playing Necro a good amount the last 2 weeks, and that's purely because of this benefit I'm seeing from having no tier and still doing like 8k overall in a dungeon. They also changed this pack. There's way less mobs here than there used to be. Like, they readjusted counts and they just made less mobs in the same compact area. I don't really understand why they did what they did, but it's just weird that they do it in the middle of a season like that. I don't know. Like, they took out a bunch of mobs and they made a bunch of mobs just do way less damage. Those hidden, those like invis skulkers used to do a bunch of damage, and they do 40% less now. Like, they literally just slashed them 40%. It's like, oh, okay, it's just not a mob we care about anymore. Those puddles, if you soak them, they're arcane damage. So I'm just thinking, being careful about this dismantler. If you have some kind of opportunity to cheese this, do it. This money order thing. You know, if you have ice block, turtle, whatever, and it's on you, you can just solo it. I mean, yeah, look, I'm doing 8.2 on the boss with the A-bomb limb. 0 tier, just trying my best to keep up. Oh, by the way, I'm running Merilith for this. Oh, what's happening? My stuff kind of chugged along there. I think that might have actually been in the recording itself. I wonder what was going on. Because right now I'm actually in Caden Live doing a voiceover of my gameplay because I have 3 separate audio sources that are going in. I have just all of my audio, which would include Discord, my voice, game, like my music I'm playing, everything. And then I have another one that's just my microphone. So if, you know, there are some funny moments or good moments where I'm talking, I'll put that in the clip. Or sorry, and the third one is just only game audio. So what I'm going to do here is I'm doing this voiceover in Caden Live, and I'm going to turn on only the game audio. So all you get is the game audio and my voice, and not a bunch of Discord stuff, or have to have all of the gameplay muted so you only hear me. I think it's really nice having all of it split up like that, so I can really pick and choose what you guys hear and what you don't. You know, I just don't want a lot of clutter or things that's going to make it hard to understand. So this way I can lay down a voiceover and then adjust the levels on the fly so the game audio isn't too loud or I'm not too quiet, stuff like that. Okay, so you have to buy this item, whatever it is, and then it drops on the ground. So one person picks it up and somebody can grab a yak or whatever and then let you in it. They have to know where they're going though. That's the issue, because if this guy doesn't know where he's going, it doesn't really go that much faster. And then when that happens, I think you can do it all in the mount. I don't think you really have to get out, but you can. Hop back in. It's the gem. So then you gotta know where you're going. This guy doesn't seem to really know where he's going. So that's the scary part of it, is if we just let Coco Mojo do it without him, we might have actually done it faster. And I BM a little bit there saying, bro, because, you know, we're trying to time this. We're trying to do good. And having this kind of indecisiveness is kind of scary. Another thing you can do is if you, in the mailroom, if you were to take Woe during one of the packs, that middle pack, a DPS could leave, do this whole thing with Woe, and then come back for boss. That is another option too. Like while he has Woe, he can just crank this thing out by himself. So by the time you kill Post, you already have the secret. You already have the password. So the password is Pewterstone. I can see it in the chat, so I'm just gonna run up there and read it. But I have a lot of stuff to trail, and I have to decide, like, do I try and bring this into the bar, or do I just try and kill it right now? And I don't do a good job deciding. I just kind of like do half and half, which is, as a tank, you don't want it to be that way. You don't want this half and half kind of nonsense. However, I'm not just any tank, I'm a bad one. So, as you're tanking, you want to be very confident about your route and your pulls. Indecisiveness can destroy a key, and that confidence level only comes with time as you're just getting in the reps, as you're just doing it. I don't have this button bound. I should, but I don't. I actually just installed Opie Wheel to handle a lot of my stuff to free up some buttons. if you look, I've actually cleaned up my weak auras a little bit here. I got rid of the Zen Tracker front end I had for my kicks and interrupts, and I'm now just using the Omni CD interrupts window, which it's perfectly fine. It works good. So I'm sticking with one instead of having extra weak auras. I'm just using what's built into my Omni CD. I tweaked the bottom right, so now it shows damage done overall, and healing done. And then, you know, my stats are right there as well. I got rid of the Elcano's buff bars I used to have, because during a big fight when I'd get a crap ton of buffs, it would scale down so far on my screen. It would actually cover some things with just all of the buffs I would be getting. All the temporary things. So I went with this. I went back to just the standard LUI one, got rid of Elcano's buff bars. One less add-on to worry about. And I don't know. I do like the buff bars, but it was very cumbersome on the screen. I'm still using mixed scrolling combat text, but I did change it to only show my damage doing. What am I saying? The damage I do. And I got rid of the damage taken. It was nice to see, but at the end of the day, while I'm in a key, I care more about seeing what damage I do. And as blood decay, I just heal back what damage I take. I don't know. I guess I don't get introspective enough for it, and I don't really utilize the damage I've taken. Like, oh man, I took so much right there. I'll prepare for that better next time. Like, I know I got hit hard there, and I just know that spot is hard. I don't know. I should do better with it, but I don't. So really, I care most about seeing the damage I'm doing. I don't know. That's just how it ends up happening. So I got rid of that side of it because it was just extra numbers on the screen that wasn't really benefiting me. So there should be less on my screen. I hid all my bars because I know all my keybinds really well as it is, so I don't really need to have all my bars being shown. So they're there if I mouse over them, but otherwise they just stay hidden. You guys can still see what buttons I press from the weak aura that, you know, it's like the GCD history weak aura that just goes from right to left on my screen when I'm pressing things. Also, for my next videos coming up, when I have 2-piece, I'm going to have to adjust my buff bars weak aura to actually manage my stacks of the endless rune waltz. Oh man, stuff's just chugging. I'm still running a old GTX 1080 for a video card. It is on water. Like I'm actually made a separate water loop. Like I made a full-on custom water loop for this computer when it was brand new in like, what, 2017? Something like that. I made this computer. So upgrading the video card would do wonders for my editing and also my gameplay. I have the settings down pretty low and I'm still getting like 60 FPS. 55, 50 FPS. And I'm 49, geez. And I'm running a 1440p monitor at 144 hertz. So it's like I'm losing a lot of value, even with graphics turned really far down. And I'm using FSR. I have a video on FSR if you ever want to check that out. Basically, it gives you a lower resolution and then uses smart technology to upscale it to where it looks good for you, but really you're running like below your native resolution. Pretty much how it works. So if you have a good CPU but a bad GPU, you can make your CPU work for you more to render less graphics but still look good. Alright, so count is done. We got that Skulker, and then we just had to kill that pack with the relic, and you're done. That's count. You just have to fight this boss and the next boss. Now, one strategy I've been doing lately is the Goliath guy. I've actually been fighting him and having him die in the doorway to this room. And what that lets you do is whoever has the insatiable hunger or whatever it's called, they can stand between you and the Goliath that's downed. Whenever it's just expending anima, they can just collect it all and it's like not on any of your party if you put them right in that little doorway. So it's very nice that way. So this guy, keep in mind every boss when they're at 20%, they will bring in the next boss pretty much. Is it 20? It might be 25. It's around there. I really should know this stuff since I make YouTube videos, but I kind of just ballpark it as I'm playing, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to sound smarter than I am because I'm just an average player. Like, I'm not super smart. I just play the game and try my best. So if you kill this guy right here in the doorway, he will, whenever somebody has this buff on them and he's expending anima, you will just be absorbing it for your team. So I should be turning around to suck all that up for the team so it's not hitting them. I didn't do that. But you don't need to bring him here right away. But the problem is I'm afraid that he'll die or start his expending anima where he stays still and not have him there when he dies. That does scare me. So we do want him down. Keep in mind though that the boss is going to come out and you will have to taunt them. So when that happens, you're going to have to do some awkward stuff and bring him to where he needs to be. So he's right where I want him. This is where I want him, right here. So he just needs to die. He's gonna start venting, I think, soon. So now, when he's venting like that, I'll show you how this works. But pretty much you're gonna fight this guy. I'm kind of absorbing right now, but once somebody else gets it in a second, how this works is you're gonna tank the boss on the side. You're gonna tank him right here. And then look, he's going to stand in the way. And then none of your team, if they're somewhat stacked up in that line, they will not get hit by this anima at all. So it's very nice that way that you can fight the boss. He can stand on the other side of the boss. And as the anima is just pulsing out, he can just be sucking it up. However, he got hit by the domination, so that had to stop for a second. So then he's just going to stand behind the boss, fighting, absorbing the anima that we're not getting hit by. That's the thought process when I do that. I don't know if all the other tanks are doing that or not. I actually saw Metro do that, so it sounded like a good idea. I could see where it was good. So Metro is one Azeroth TV on YouTube. I'll link his YouTube as well. I learned a lot from him. He actually live streams a few times a week, keys, like he just pugs keys as a blood DK. And you can pick up a lot of cool tips and tricks from him. So this is the last boss. It's very important to stack up on this boss because he will do some like blade dance thing where he hits quick blade. He'll hit a bunch of members around the party. So the more stacked up you are, the less travel the distance he has to go, and then your melee can still hit him. And then when this Nova happens, you just gotta know where to go. Square is where we probably want to go here. And just being careful of divide. but there's not too much to know on this boss. The divide is a big deal, so just not standing in the center. He jumped back there. Gotta wait for quaking. So he does this double technique. One person has to kick it, and then the next person has to kick it, and it has a combined time. So if you kick it with if you kick the first one with only like 1 second left, the second kick has 1 second to make the kick. So it needs 2 kicks, and it shares the same timer. Something to keep in mind. You want him channeling that kick as long as possible because he's not doing other things when that's happening. So we know we need to go into triangle. And then I'm going to fight over here so when divide happens, no one's left out. So guys, if you made it this far in the video, consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Also liking the video, commenting if you have something to say. If not, no problem. Like, it's not a big deal. No gun to your head. So with that out of the way, look, we've got 20 seconds left to kill this guy with 17%. So I actually make the call here and just say kill. When the Nova comes out, we're just going to keep killing because I can put AMZ down and it'll stop a lot of the damage from that Nova. So if I think we're not going to make it, I can just put an AMZ down and we'll take way less damage from that magical. But we made it with like less than a second left. So it's a double time, but like with a second left. And I did 7.2k overall with no tier. Not bad. A-bomb limb obviously carrying. Alright. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And it'll be more focused on 2-piece, you know, those kind of things. Alright. Bye.